It's been a long time. I should have left you with a dope beat to step to. Da 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 da. Hey everyone. So probably if you're getting this notification, you already know me. It's your girl J Essence. If you just happen to be scrolling and seeing, it's your girl J Essence. And I know, like there's these things in radio, like I don't want to talk about, I've been busy, I promised to come back and all this other stuff. Um, mm-mm. Here to give you some updates, here to tell you what's going on. I will tell you this. Your girl's been super busy. However, I haven't forgotten about the family, the YouTube family, and I'm actually planning. And sometimes that's what happens. I'm planning so much to do ahead. I don't give you nothing in the meantime. And so I'm here to kind of make this big announcement, give you guys some updates, say hello, drop your words in the chat, and just chitty chat on this beautiful, wonderful day and see where things are going. There's a technical of me being in Rwanda for 4 years for those who've been there from the beginning. Much love for those who are tuning in. Still here, still going strong, and I'm hot. Woo. And so I can try to update you a little bit on that. So I'm tell you for those who are in the Instagram, on the Instagram family. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, please do. It's J Essence Journey on Instagram. But we dropped like this teaser, like this dope thing, and I think I've alluded to it. So I will officially announce that such a scary announcement. It's such a scary announcement. Whew. That we are building. We are in the process of designing. I'll actually show you guys the design. If you kind of say in the chat, like, let's see your design. But we are building Uru Hills. You like that roll, right? Uru Hills. Uru is Kirandan for love. What happened is my mom and we actually bought property last year because like it was around my birthday time. We bought property and we celebrated, we kind of thought about it. And so what we're doing is we're building residential spaces on it, and got the investor certificate. One of the reasons why my cousin Connection can tell you all this stuff, because we've been through it. Got the investor certificate and decided to sit on it because the investor certificate gives you 3 years to build, to kind of construct your thing. So we said we're going to sit on year one because we bought in August and I really wanted to wait through rainy season. And I wanted to put our phases together and kind of come up with this plan. And to be honest with you, everybody's like, you speak with so much love and authenticity and all kind of stuff. I can't even say was, paranoid about finding construction workers. About finding a company, finding a site. I knew that was going to be really, really hard, really cumbersome, a lot of questions. And I went through drama. I've gone through drama. And the company that I have now, I'm actually thinking about doing a live with them to kind of be transparent about the process, to be transparent about what we're doing. But that's something, there's some other things I had to learn. But really was kind of like going through that and everything and trying to make like the dope plan of when do we build. So it's looking like the bricks get laid. Lay them bricks, baby. The bricks get laid starting July 1st. And once again, strategic in that. So Uru Hills is residential. Let me explain it before I talk about the processes because I can get Virgo-ish on you. We are creating 2-bedroom homes, single story. We're creating 2-bedroom homes. We're going to create maybe 3 to 4. And then I am really going to probably create a couple of 1-bedroom units. And I'm looking at that. So the 2-bedroom homes are for long-term stays, month-to-month rentals, and really people who want an all-inclusive type environment. So we do provide security, we provide cleaning, we provide a lot of support. We will provide probably like 90% of bills paid. You're going to pay your own electric and cash power because, baby, some of y'all like to sleep with the lights on, and that costs money. But we will pay for all of those things, and you just pay like this one set rental fee each month. And then you're also part of a community because we are inside of a gated community. So you're part of this community, and we kind of take care of things and all that for that set cost. The one bedrooms are going to be set up for like nightly stays or weekly stays, more of like the Airbnb apartment type feel. For those people who are kind of transient coming through. For those people who've been to Rwanda, I am so hot. This area is not in Kigali, it's in Niamata. It's in an area called Gahembe. And we have about 2,000 square meters so far. God, why did you make me say that? God be like, I heard what you said. But we have about 2,000 square meters, and that's what we've been working on. That's what I've been working on building. And so also doing so much work. Y'all, I'm trying to say I'm going through this like a real African. I am not trying to take out no loans. Like all of this money is being built up. I probably shouldn't say that, but it's saving and budgeting. It's you see, ain't no nail polish, ain't nothing but a boss lip baby red. Um, Ain't no new clothes, ain't no new fabrics, ain't no shopping sprees, ain't no late night creeds, ain't no VIPs, ain't no dough. We can't even kick it no more. People have not seen me. We have not done the my cousin connection events like we normally do, like the big network events, like the movie nights. I be calculating gas trips. I be calculating snacks. I be calculating like the budget is real. And part of me is not mad about this because if you're really looking to move to Africa or in the diaspora, one of the things is that I noticed that people like move, but I'll be like, okay, so what's your moves in 20 years? Like, do you have your retirement? Do you have this? Do you have that? And so are you putting into your 401k? You're putting into your Roth, you're putting into all these things. Like, what is your long-term plan? Because you got to stop planning for the moment now and start planning for the memories. And your girl gonna be sipping tea on a porch. Memories. So picking up that jobs for those who want to know J Essence Farms, my heartbeat, is moving along, and we have a cow named Joanna. Joanna, I love you. You can't kick it with me if you don't know that kind of stuff. Um, but we're selling rabbit meat. We're selling breeds. We're in our own systems, and we're doing a lot of things out there. And just keep on. We're growing. We got about 150 rabbits, and I tell people the number fluctuates because we're selling. So like we went down to like 91 month, and it wasn't a bad thing. We just had high sales that month. We are coming up across the summer for those who want to talk agriculture. So we kind of changed our breeding patterns because we know our grasses are harder to get through in the summer. So we wanted to have less stock to deal with. So, and then we blow up when we come back. Baby, is going to be some bumping and grinding. Bumping and grinding come August. We are bumping those numbers up. We also have Nzozi, which is flourishing. So for anybody who's watching anything, please donate. Y'all don't understand. Please donate. We employ maybe like 15 people. We have people who are teaching and all that other stuff. We have our seniors who are getting ready for their national exams. They call them national exams. So they're studying chemistry. They're studying, I think, geometry and math. Like it's really major. Like you see about 40 kids. We average 400 kids a day. So that's like what we try to get through. But we got about 40 seniors in there. Pushing grades, and they asked for it, so we do that. They asked for a store too, so we're trying to figure out how to do all of those things. Donations is how we can get that support. We also are getting ready to, they don't know that I'm really pushing hard and trying to budget out the capacity to actually junction fix up Wi-Fi for that community, not community, the center, sorry, Wi-Fi. And then I want to start our seniors and our secondary on coding classes. And then once I can get them into coding classes, like get them into their rotation where they're taking 2 30-session minutes a week. And I have to do that because we only have 5 computers. It's like 5 times, divided by 40 kids and all this other stuff. Like and that's not 40, that's 40 seniors. Like it gets to be a lot. So, do that. But then we also want to pick up, hopefully we can pick up come May is next month. Oh my gosh, June, July, the literacy classes. I really, really want the like. We have a program that we really want to get the kids to be able to give them their single on following with phonics and reading and building reading and literacy through that program, which is computers. But we have to share our 5 computers, baby, and we be sharing them. Ain't nothing but love. Be sharing them. Put your comments in the chat. So that's what we're looking at. So that's just a little update on new moves and new things that we're doing. Like I said, I don't know what to talk about. Y'all be like, we learned so much. I think everything's pretty much standard quo here. I do feel like I want to show the building plans for Urukundo, so I'll go back to that. So we talking about the residential spaces and everything. Oh, so one of the things you can do, let me talk through this process real quick. Oh God, how did I start? Jesus, started in August. Got the land secured, name on the land, all that other stuff. Chose not to build. So I did start off with one construction person recommended. And I actually was going to go through, like I said, go through. I called one person. They were in the middle of getting married. They never called back. And one of the things I kind of told myself is I'm not going to do the chase. Y'all don't understand what it's like to do business out here. And that's not like it's just it is what it is. And it is what it is. And so one of the things I did say is with the construction thing, and there's a lot of things that can happen that are like misunderstandings or different things that I wanted to avoid. So first thing is I really wanted to avoid or try to work through. People don't listen. You can say what you want, and then they hear what they want to hear. That is very big. It can be miscommunication. It can be a difference of things. It can be not understanding what you are. So it can be they just don't understand me, but they'll end up saying Nati Baso, which means no problem. So I didn't want in the architecture, like the things that I kind of prayed for is that I wanted someone who could understand difference and innovation, but also had no problem pushing back so we could get into the middle ground. And the reason why is I don't know everything about Rwanda either. I'm going all over the place when I want to make it all come together. And so I wanted somebody to turn around and say, hey, expertise wise or humidity wise or drainage wise, we might need to do this, versus what happens sometimes is they be like, you want this, okay, and they build something just because you want it, and they don't also put pride or quality in it, and they just give it to you. They'd be like, well, this is what you asked for, here you go. And it's kind of like your problem. So just I really was looking for a strong communication, a strong type of team situation, a place where I could be fully heard, because in our phase one sets the tone for our phase 2 and phase 3. And so there was such a uniqueness in the building of what's needed. Like, for instance, one of the buildings is actually being used and operated as the office space. Like, that's where I'm housed. That is the office. And so it is a 2-bedroom. It's a 1-bedroom, and it's a major office. And then the living room, which is like a meeting room, and all these other things. Well, one of the things that happened is, I gotta tell yourself, people were talking about like building this big kitchen. I haven't washed a dish in like 3 years. Like, I throw down for us giving, which is once a year. So I was like, I really don't need a kitchen. Like, get me a microwave, get me a refrigerator for my juices. I'm good. If you want to be cute, throw a stove in. I ain't necessarily gonna say it's gonna get lit. In fact, like, if I go into the kitchen right now, I could take this computer, go in the kitchen. I don't know where the pepper is. I don't know. I just know shopping day is Thursday. And the reason why I know shopping day is Thursday is because Friday we always have a feast. Like, I don't run my house. like that. I run other places, but I don't run the kitchen. So it was really hard for people to conceptualize that I'm a female, I'm asking for this, and I need a kitchenette set. And so it was just those kind of conversations, because we actually have like a master kitchen in a whole different area, and it's split between two homes. Like, it's a massive plan. I'll share it with y'all. Tell me if y'all want to see it. And then we actually pulled together a clubhouse, and we did that for 2 stories. And then we're having an updoor balcony because of how our land is built, and the fact that we know we have to like repurpose something like the topsoil, and we're not at the top of the hill, but we really wanted to catch a view, so we end up having to go 2 stories. Word of the wise, if you're trying to do Rwanda and all this other stuff, let me see where I can tell you what I can tell you. Going to that second floor, that's where the money comes, baby. That's where you be doing something strange for some change, because the cementing for the first floor and the cementing for the second floor is 2 totally different types of cement. So all of your money, your repurposing, everything really gets hit. You literally could probably spread wide on the first level for less than it costs for you to go 2 levels. Little known fact. Going back to just the journey, because I know I'm jumping all over the place, but it's been so much. So started with just trying to find construction things. Actually went on a construction tour, talked to some other people who've been doing business, and went with whatever. So I was really with this one company for a very long time. Even introduced them to some people. Had not done any building yet. Just loved the communication, loved the discussion, loved what we were going back and forth. They actually did some rendering and mocks up for me. Great. And then they disappeared off the whole face. Well, no, they didn't. But let me go ahead. They disappeared off the whole face of the earth. But they didn't disappear off the whole face, because they still, to this day, got what's up, them things where people be checking in on your life. So I be seeing pictures of this person kicking it, living their life, doing stuff and everything else like that, yet not a message return. No reason why. Just like your girl got ghosted. Like your girl was stanky in the club. Nobody wanted to tell me. I got cold-blooded ghosted. But I also know it's not personal against me, because I stalked the nigga. I stalked the person. And I use multiple telephone numbers. Your girl is from the 90s and the 2000s. We know how to get what we want without being seen that we got what we needed. So I was calling for multiple other different numbers. And they was getting ghosted. So I don't know what happened. I just know the person ain't dead. So I can say what I want to say. So that really happened. And the crazy thing is that happened 3 weeks before we were supposed to build. Like, I really had everything, time to directory everything, and it just dropped. So I had to go around and start looking for a new company, but in the same aspect. And that's why I said I'm going to probably bring the company up here. I have, if you ever watch Living in Kigali or whatever, they have a connect. So found out about some strong, architectural ties. Went in, had a consult, loved the consult. Gotta be honest, loved the consult, enjoyed the consult, came back, and then they drew up the design. And then there was a part where I was frustrated, and it had nothing to do with them. It had nothing to do with the team. It had everything to do with I'm trying to count every single dollar. I'm trying to make everything make sense. I'm trying to price out different things. And then another thing that happens is when you start building in Rwanda, and you guys probably see it, and people are talking like, I built this for 30,000. I built this for 25,000. I built this. People, I don't want to say people don't tell you the truth, or people don't tell you the whole story, and you catch in bits of the pieces. Number one, what I've authentically learned is that if a person built, and you guys, we can go into debates about this. If a person built, and they're saying they built for 30,000, or if they built for 40,000 or under, they did not use a construction company or an architect or a design team. They was out there themselves telling workers what to do, how to do, and what they wanted. Like, so that means that they drove that person drove the entire process, which is possible. That means that they went and they negotiated the bricks and they got the rocks and they brought all that stuff in, which means that they played a much higher role than I am willing to play. I am playing the role of give me what I expect and I pay you for the expectation. And then we'll have some, we're going to have our little people who watch and ask questions, because you're going to have to watch and ask questions. But I can't do on construction site 24/7. I can't think of nobody right now. I can't be the person that's just always there and monitoring. And so I'm paying somebody else to be that person. Like right now, like I said, if you guys want to see the designs, just tell me and I'll pull them up. But the designs are going through the entire design process, and now they're going to the engineer so we can see the piping and we can see the electricity lines and all that other stuff. Like I'm going through the technical pieces, so I'm paying to do those things. I'm paying to get the pending the construction permits. I'm paying for that. I'm paying for all of those things. And so the design team is actually supposed to come in with some renderings and all kind of stuff. But I just wanted to kind of give you those two things, that if somebody's coming to you with some very low numbers, and I'm not sitting here saying that they're lying or anything else, they probably played a much higher role. And so who you talk to about building in Rwanda really depends on that piece. I am going with the technical experts who do the surveys and all that other stuff, because that's what I'm choosing to do. So went through in pricing and all that other stuff. And then so like I said, this person ghosted me, had a consult, loved it, had my heart attacks because for the team that I'm using, they were like, what's your budget? And I'm like, y'all ain't gonna get me like the negotiation game. Like I ain't about to pull my card out, tell me how much it costs. And they were like, no, what's your budget? Well, tell me how much it costs. Like, so we doing this. And so finally I was like, my budget is this number to this number. They're like, okay, so we'll create a design that doesn't go over that number. Huh? We'll create a design that doesn't go over that number. No problem. So I was kind of like, I don't know. Let me see how this is. So I'm still kind of like waiting for these price quotes. But they've been really diligent on knowing the number, knowing this and knowing that. So, and that's why I said I'm going to actually start. This is my first video, and I'm going to try to start bringing you guys into the process of us possibly having to check out materials or different things and what is, and you're going to know the numbers. But what that actually looks like. And so, in this piece of what this house, and I got to say something back. I don't want to sit there and say like 30,000 is not impossible, because I was quoted 30,000 for like one of our homes. Yeah, it's not. It's just you got to know what you're getting. You got to know what you're getting. And so one of like places where the cost can go up and different things like that. Type of brick. And do not sleep on like when people tell you about the mud bricks out here. That's what we're using. They work. It's cool. You don't hear that? You don't hear no air conditioning? It is something degrees. It's 66 degrees Fahrenheit. We good. 22, 20 Celsius, whatever it is. There's a lot of local stuff. Like I was going to sit here and start talking about some things. There's a lot of local stuff. There's a lot of local things that you see that are actually good because of the environment. If you remember when I talked earlier, I really want somebody who can push back. One thing I've seen is that when you go into like modern home builds and people who really want their house built modern, there's nothing wrong with it. But what I've noticed is that they don't have a lot of the ventilation. Oh Lord. I can't even show you right now. They don't have a lot of little ventilation squares. Like when we first walked in, we were like, why is there a window in the bathroom? Like it's really up high. It ain't no curtain on it. It's got some cute little designs, but like that's air. Like, why is that air coming through? Baby, we didn't learn. What happens is when you don't have it, because like when we go to the modern spaces or whatever, if you don't have it or you don't have that ventilation, when you have that shower and that humidity and that tiling in, it catches and easily brings mold in. And so we've had people who've had complaints with new houses, new builds, but heavy mold. And that's one of the reasons why, because there's no ventilation where you're having all this extra rain. And especially when it's rainy season outside and then you have the water inside and all of that other stuff. So that's one of the things that when I've come now to this team, I'm like, yo, I want my ventilation windows. Like, we're not gonna have that argument. Humidity in the walls is one of the biggest things that you see people get fixed with, and it's not a negative. It just happens. So that's something that you have to know. You have to know that with the paint, Lord, because people are always like, you know, you want specialized paint. I don't. And the reason why is in the last houses that we had, like we've had work done. And when they went to go fix the wall and like match the paint, they couldn't match the paint. So they painted it and like left. And when my mom walked in, we were like, no, these are two different shades, baby. Like we got the glasses on, like, so this is a mauve and this is a mauve rose. And we need to see the swabs. And so they come out, they come out with the swabs. They come out with the swabs, but when they start mixing the color for the swabs, they guesstimating. They like, like it's not a formula. Like, ain't nobody coming out with the paper that says, you know, 3 whites, 1 yellow, 2 reds. Like nobody's doing that. They just made it be like, oh, I think this is it. So what I did in this most recent house is that I had it repainted. Thank you to my landlord for doing that. But when I had it repainted, it was no mixing. We ain't mixed not near nothing. When you walk in, you gonna get hit with some colors, like they bam in your face. And I'll be sitting there like, just be bright with it. Just be bright with it. But also when we have to like repaint or do retouches, we don't have to mix the paint. Like we got bright baby red. What did we had? Fire engine red. I just go down to the store, grab fire engine red, slap, slap, slap. We're good. Like that was something big. That's something I'm bringing to the new house. Once again, be working with like the 8 crayon pack. I'm working with my 8 colors because trying to go in there and do all that extra stuff, that's a hard one. Number 2 or 3 is the tiling. Like I don't know, say me and my designer, my designer is like, and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. I'm like, as long as you can find it in the Amata, baby, I'm not playing games with y'all. If you can't find it in the Amata, we're not doing it. I'm not getting anything imported or anything shipped. Like if I do any kind of imports, y'all be part of that process because I'm kind of like granddaddy in this. Like shout out to Pawpaw in this whole build. Like what do you need versus what do you want? You need running water. You want dual faucets. That does the toilet flush. That's a need. Everything else is a want. Now, is there a hose? Did water hit your body? um, but one of the things that really you gotta watch out for is your plumbing. Every home that I've been into, we've had major plumbing issues. So that's something that I know that I'm looking at now. Looking at the sewage, where things go, how things move. And so I know about the plumbing. This is where I was going into the towels because every time we've had the plumber, they have broken up the towels to do the fixing. And they will put any towels back, not necessarily matching towels. Like even now in my bathroom, I can't look out the corner of my left eye because them towels down there don't match the whole rest of the bathroom because they just put some towels up. They like, okay, you can take a bath. And I'm up here like, but they don't match. So one of the things I know that in looking for towels when it comes time for toweling is that I'm looking general. I'm going very basic, very Dollar Tree-ish, very basic tile, nothing fancy, nothing with the patterns on it that got to match up because of the building and all that stuff. And people are like, you can overbuy your towels. I could, I know, probably will, but still, not trying to find something that I can't find again, can't try to get a design that can't happen again. Keeping it very simple because I need to be able to make sure it match. And then I'm a big person on the design. Like, let's get paintings, let's do all this stuff. We can design all we want to, and design is cheaper. And then you can get into a mood swing and change. So the plumbing, big deal. water, sewage, tiling, um, fencing can be a much bigger cost than you realize. So those are the things I'm looking out for. Um, so I'm going to answer some questions. Y'all come and throw me some questions right now and all that other stuff. So shout out to Let Freedom Ring 1960. I will be honest with you. You are part of the reason why I did this live, because I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to people in so long. I need to let people know I'm alive. I need to let people know what we're doing and all that other stuff. Um, Black Soul Future, does it make sense? English teacher came out of me. To buy land in Rwanda now. So I don't want to say that's a hard question. I think that's a your question, because I live in Niamata. You have never heard of that. Niamata is where the new airport is slated to be. They say 2026, but I do believe they own CP time, so I'm giving it 2028. Um, Niamata is the country. We got one grocery store. When morning traffic hit, baby, it is bicycles all day. Niamata, and I've been here for 2 years. Love Niamata. I love being country. So I would ask you to go to the Niamata Hotel, which is sold out. Because there's like 3 or 4 of the hotels, but the one that I literally like be sold out. And in the mornings, because I'm going there to work out, they got a nice little bus of Asians or Indians that go around doing investment tours, buying up stuff and everything else. Now, the other piece of it is, it says, does it make sense to buy land in Rwanda now? It's for what purpose? If you're trying to, and what is it trying to do? For instance, at one point in time in my life, I thought if I was going to buy land for me for a home, I was going to have a ranch. You're not going to get that ranch here in Niamata, not Niamata, in Rwanda. As a resident, you're not going to get that lifestyle. So go someplace else. And that's not a negative. Just go someplace else. Nobody's stopping you from that type of dream. Rwanda has really locked residentials down to 300 meters. I've seen people do some beautiful things with those 300 meters. So that's not a problem. And those people enjoy life. I actually talked to somebody who's like planning to live like in Rwanda in off seasons, and then rent out the house and then come back and all that other stuff. Rwanda offers, if you have been to the continent or not, to me, Rwanda is a very hard place to come to first, and not in a negative way, because I got to fix my words. Rwanda is a very beautiful place to come to first. It's very lovely, but they also have, I'm going to help you, Black Soul. They also have like a lot more systems in place and a lot more things in place. And so if you go to other places in other countries, they might not have those systems in place. So Rwanda is like, somebody said, like, Rwanda's Africa light sometimes, because there is peaceful, it's quiet, it's easy to get around. Some people say it's easy. I think it's easy to get around. The make moves and all this stuff. People follow the traffic lights and all this stuff. You still get your frustrations, but there's systems in place. And so for me, in my big age, when a lot of people who are retiring tend to, I will say 2 things. They tend to retire to Rwanda first because they know it, or they come to Rwanda first and then they go someplace else to retire because they're looking for something else. And I've noticed some people will come back because the peaceness of trying to deal with things. Your frustrations come with, there's still a strong language barrier. There still is an issue of how to trust or who to trust and what to trust. You still have to navigate. Okay, so I'm going to really break some stuff down for you, Black Soul, no problem, to navigate. So when I was talking to you about that, the 300 meters squared is for residential. So that means this is me, J Essence, want to buy a land to live in. And they're going to look at me and they're going to be like, here, you can get 500, it's actually 500 meters or less. It's 500 meters or less. And then I'm going to be like, no, I want to have like a hectare. And they're going to be like, you yourself need a hectare for you to live in. And this is where they start looking. And you be like, yeah, and they be like, why? And you be like, I want to do. Okay, so are you going to do a business? So are you going to do this? No, you're just going to live. So if you're going to live in a space, we rather use that land space for somebody who's going to create jobs, who's going to create businesses, who's going to create homes, that's going to create these things. You in your big age sitting on a front porch just because you don't want nobody walk on your yard don't need to have a whole hectare. That is how they feel. So when you come to your next question saying, I was hoping to buy 10 acres to build a diaspora tiny home community, that is a yes, because that is a business. And for businesses, you have no limit on how much land you can buy. You just have to make sure that you're not buying, for your case, agricultural land. You can buy anything else that's labeled. That is what's happening with me. I've bought 2,000 square meters, but we're building a community. So if you're trying to buy that for that, your conversations are around you creating a business. You're in the real estate businesses. You're building a tiny home community. That, no problem. In fact, if you want to email me, like you trying to do this now, I know somebody trying to get rid of some land for that purpose right there. And it's 10 hectares. It's actually 17. So that part is not a problem. And so let me keep on going. So this is where I have to shout out My Cousin Connection. This is where we actually help you. We do help you get your investment certificates and everything else. That when you ask, is there a certain investment amount that must be shown up front? A business plan must be shown up front, and you cannot get the investment certificate unless you have that business plan. So you do not have to show a paycheck stub. You do not have to show those things. There's two things you need to show. You really need to have a very well thought out business plan. My Cousin Connection does all of that for you, walk you through the investment process. And at this point in time, to get the investment certificate, you need to show an intent to buy. So you've already talked to somebody who's willing to sell you the land and you're willing to buy. You need to show that letter and the UPI, because they actually check the UPI against what you're going to do on the business plan. So that part is all together. So yeah, that's part of the investment process. See, this is how the business happens. Thank you. I'm going to sit here and put in I hate to tell you this, that I did not follow up with that message, because I had just emailed the guy today. Let me see my cell phone. And I just realized now, talking to you, I did not get a follow-up on the email because I'm doing too much. Let me see. Where is he? My God, how many people have I texted today? Give me 1 second. Hello. Let me try to do it one more time. It's late tonight. Hello. All right. So send me the message, send me the email, and I am going to follow up just to see. Let me stop. I don't know the details. I am not in land property. A lot of people have asked. I haven't really made that decision yet. It frustrates me. But I am in a group that just shows random land opportunities, and this person brought this up, and I was like, yo, this is actually not a bad deal, depending on the numbers, the location, and some other stuff that's going on. So all I will do is get the information and either connect you. I hate connecting people I haven't vetted, or at least, like, we'll have a conversation, but I will at least get you the information so you would know that information so you can talk further and make decisions. So just send me that email. Does anybody else have questions? Does anybody else have questions? Does anybody else have questions? Oh, that was a bad note. I'm waiting for them right now. So that's my email. I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what you guys want to hear from me anymore, not being funny. All I do is work. Y'all see it here? Actually, that's not bad. It's kind of cute. Doing it. So this is a personal opinion. Very personal opinion. Black Soul Future. Let me breathe and take a drink real quick of tea on a Friday night. So I don't know where this conversation is coming from or where this question is coming from. And that's not in a negative. Of course, you can tell me in the chat. Um, but people always kind of give their own stories and slates to ideas. One, before I reference this with Rwanda, the question to me could be, why are so many expats leaving the place that they first came to? Because I've seen a lot of expats leave Ghana. I've seen, okay, so I don't really watch that many YouTube videos, so I can't really throw those words out there like that. But what I tended to see when I noticed people were starting to live Ghana, and one of the reasons why I think I kind of went dark and not in negative, is that people didn't make the appropriate preparations to live in another country. People flew out and followed their heart, um, but necessarily did not have a plan. And I also feel like a lot of people's plans, oh, I'm about to really break some stuff down, please. I feel like a lot of people's plans rested in on maybe YouTubing or social media. And if you notice, and for people who know, the algorithm has changed. And so the way that money's being made on social media is not the same anymore. The algorithms change and you have to put out a lot more content. You have to do a lot more stuff. They take bigger things or whatever. So the key thing to me is I don't think there was a lot of adequate planning when it came time to do things. I got more messages. So I don't think they did a lot of planning. That's the biggest piece to me is that knowing how much you have, having in savings, having monthly, whatever, and doing that. So then the number two for me is, and this one's kind of personal and is, like I said, not a negative, because I just want to talk. You have to know what you want or what you need. And if you are a person who's spiritually aligned, that can go different ways. And what I'm telling you is this. I am a Rwandan baby. Home is Rwanda, 100%. I actually talked to a friend the other night, and when I just kind of said, "Hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing this," and that friend turned around and told me, he said, "Rwanda is good for you, and you are so good for Rwanda." And this is somebody who's looking to leave, and so it just happened to be like that's my story. Now, I'll be honest. There's a part of me that I've talked to some people, and I'm kind of like, Rhonda's home. I'm not leaving Rhonda. Rhonda's where my business is. Rhonda is everything I've built. But I don't get certain needs fulfilled in Rhonda. And like I need to go to the arts. I still need that boom boom ba, boom boom ba. Like I was just reading about Senegal having the St. Louis Jazz Festival for like 8 days. I still need that. And so I'm in a space where I'm building the businesses and building the capacity to have the finances to be able to go to different locations to be able to get that extra bit that I want because my life is multifaceted. So I want to be able to have experiences that are still multifaceted. Like, yo, I ain't old. The knees is old. The back be bumping. But I still want to be able to do some things. So that's another thing I feel like some people are leaving. Like I know some people are leaving because the flow that they have is not a flow that naturally rises with Rhonda. Rhonda is, I have said it 15,000 times. Rhonda is like living at your grandparents' house. When you went to live with your grandparents for the summer, Rhonda is like living in your grandparents' house. It can be slow. Pretty much, it is 8:45 at night. If I took y'all outside, you ain't gonna hear nothing bumping. Nothing. I shouldn't even be up. We sleep in Rhonda. We like taking naps. So let me sit here and go. Rhonda seems very safe and secure. My answer to Rhonda being safe and secure is a yes. I feel very safe. I feel very secure. Just like I said, I would go outside right now and walk and not have a problem. I work out every morning, never worried about nobody hitting me in the head or anything else like that. Wave to the police, all kind of stuff. However, you still can't be a fool in the streets. Like you can't be in a safari walking around in barbecue drawers. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be no punk and don't get no setup. Like, there's a reason why you have security guards. There's a reason why you have stuff. People still can, like, petty theft can still happen. And that's one reason why I really do watch the news on economy. And I do believe that's one reason why Rhonda's really big on trying to build jobs and everything else like that, because people who are not working or people are hungry, and that's where all that kind of stuff happens. So you still have petty theft. You still have some things. I don't want to sit here and say 100%, but the other piece of it is that, um, yeah, I'm safe, secure, don't have any problems, don't feel pressure to be in any situations, don't feel any of those things. But like, I'm diligent, I pay attention, I don't try, we have a schedule around this house, we have security. I'm not stupid. I know I'm looked at as a Mzungu at certain things and stuff like that. I know where my pocketbook is, or everything's on Momo. Everything's on Momo. Um, and the cool thing is that people will tell me all the time, like, hey, your purse ain't locked up, sis. Like, zip, like, do that. So, to that part, yes, like, I'm answering questions now, so we'll get there. Um, a lot of expats are leaving Portugal too, and that's supposed to be a retirement destination. I can't speak on the Portugal thing at all. Um, I don't think I would have gone to Portugal for a couple reasons. So this is my personal experience. Portugal never spoke to me in a sense of lifetime. Like, Panama speaks more to me for a lifetime destination than Portugal. I feel like for me, there would have been too much of a learning curve, having to deal with new culture and new language. Um, so I don't know the story behind the Portugal piece. I really can't speak on it. Um, like, that's one of the reasons I chose Rwanda, was because of the English. Because, like, it's a cultural curve. And, like, and I will say this for me. Somebody kind of asked, like, hey, what's your destination place? Like, if something happened, like, where are you going? And I kind of said, until this new piece of happening in me, because I'm really looking really hard at South Africa to be my like, kick it spot. I'm really looking hard. And that's because, once again, let me stop. The way that my life is set up, God is blessing me with connections in South Africa I did not know I had. So that's just me following a road. I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta. There's a Delta Sigma Theta chapter there. I just became active in it. But what I was going to say is, I didn't see myself ready to navigate another African country. Like, if I had to go someplace, I am not going to sit there and be like, I'm ready to go to Ghana. Like, it's a lot of work to learn how to navigate, get around, discover, be, what place is safe to be, what place is not safe to be, what place is easy for me to negotiate with, or whatever. It's a lot, and I'm still doing learning in Rwanda. And it's not always that. It's also like, so who's not going to cheat me on this? Who's not going to do this? Who's not going to judge me by just what I do? Can I shout out a beautiful thing? Can I shout out the fact that I was driving to the Nzozi Center today, and, like, the 5 kids came up and they said, God, I got the word wrong. Karim, Karimba. And I was sitting there like, they asking for money. And they were like, no, they actually just saying hello. And I was like, oh, yes. Like, they have finally seen me around so much that they're not asking me for money, because they know I'm not going to give them money. Like, they'd be like, give me money. I'd be like, go get a book. Because, like, we built a whole library. Like, do I need to walk you to the Nzozi Center? Like, um, so, like, that navigation, there's a lot of work that takes with being there. And also, not only a lot of work, I don't think people really understand what it means to move to a different country, what it means to be flexible, what it means to, do those things. And some people are really not ready to change what they know. Like, they are very expected that, something's supposed to operate this way. If it doesn't operate this way, it's wrong. One big example of that to me is, culturally, we believe in miles. Miles. What else am I supposed to say? Tons. Um, I can't remember. Cups, teaspoons, all that other stuff. Only 2 countries in the entire world use the standard. Note that it's called standard. Really? Why? It's not the standard. 2 countries in the whole world use standard measurement units. 2 countries. The United States and some country off someplace with a K. Everybody else in the world uses the metric system. kilometers, meters, centimeters, all this other stuff. And so that's a shift. That is a shift. Like I'm still shifting. Because I always have to be like, okay, a 5K is 3.2 miles and stuff like that. So, but the concept of shifting, the concept of being open to know everything like that, not everybody's willing to be like that. And so when you say a lot of experts, I think it all depends on a conversation when you listen to people, because people have their own experiences. And so to me, that I hope that answers some of that question. Please put more if I need to go there. Hi, Abraham. I just started to follow you. And I want you to get a big five for doing a good job explaining your thoughts on purchasing land. Well, thank you. I need to get something. Mm. Thank you so much. And thank you for just a regular shout out. Like that means a lot. Like just thank you for just sending love. I appreciate that, Abraham. That really does mean a lot. Can I purchase land or house while I'm still in USA? That's a technical question. Okay. Let me tell you why it's technical. I need to know why, not why or how. Um, Technically, for all of your major paperwork. So the paperwork where you're going to have to sign your name on the land or the house, you need to do that in person. You can appoint a power of attorney, but that means that you've come to Rwanda and appointed a power of attorney. I think you can technically do one through the embassy, but then that is like a tedious process. So a lot of people have come and started processes, and if they've run out of time or lapse, they appoint a POA and they can finish it. So that part to me is when you say, are you still in the USA? Are you saying that you want to be completely in the USA and still purchase and own something? I personally don't see that happening because of the stickler or the expectation, like they really want you to be here, they want you to have your what you call it, but you can purchase your land under a U.S. passport, you can purchase your house under U.S. passport. That portion is not hard. And I also don't know, and so if I need to put my email back up there, there are people who do the whole buy this investment property and all that other stuff. So I know that they're used to working with cross country people. I haven't done it. So that's something that you would ask them if you're trying to get into, like, when they have the apartments and they'd be like, get this investment property and you can do all that stuff. Um, yeah. So that part is there. So I hope that helps a little bit. I'm getting a lot of questions, so I love it. We're going here. Yes, AA spirit cannot die within us no matter how much we try to escape it. I don't want it to die. I'm sorry. Being in Africa, help us understand who we are as Americans. Okay, cool. The reason why I say AA spirit cannot die, and I said I don't want it to die, is that I think there's sometimes conversations about us finding who we are, and I want to honor the work that my ancestors did on a ground and land that was not theirs, and that they made theirs. So I love some of our AA traditions. I love, like, we do us giving in the sweet potato pie and all that other stuff. And I do think that that helps shape us for who we are. So I'm not a person who is all about 100% transplanting and becoming African. They have a different upbringing than I have an upbringing. Like, we have different stories that we bring to a table. What I am 100% about is freedom, understanding self, being empowered, and growing. And if God gives you a quest, because I always had said journey, but it's a quest, baby. For those who know the definition of quest, because you go different things, you have different, trials and all that other stuff. Um, you have the utmost right to pursue it. Another thing when we talk about when people leave, I am a strong proponent. I get in trouble for this by saying go. It is not my responsibility. I is not my mandate to make you comfortable. It is your mandate. So if you're not comfortable, I'd be like, go where you're comfortable. Like, I don't want to stop you because, like, I don't know if it's a phobia. It's just something that I've seen. I believe. Hey, Stephen, I haven't seen you in so long. I'm going to talk to you in a second. Um, I haven't seen like I'm a teacher. So what happens is like if I as a teacher tell a child to do something, they will do it to appease me. If I tell them this is the way that you need to solve your math problem, they're going to do exactly what I said to do. They're not going to take ownership sometimes of this is what I can do to make this better or I can solve it. Once people take that ownership and take me out the equation, it makes them stronger and makes them more willing to do it. So I'm a very big component of don't do the journey because I say you can do the journey. And if you're not happy doing the journey, it is not my responsibility to explain to you on how to find happiness. Now, I can be a friend, I can be a support system, I can tell you different methods, but I am not going to sit there and fight you against you on the truth that you want to hold. Either you grab it, learn something new, or you can go. Because I never know. I truly don't know your journey, your destination, and your conversations with God. Just like, I might have somebody might come out here, I'm going to buy land, da, 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 and then they go get married. And then I'll be sitting there like, that's not what you came here for. Why are you married? I don't know their journey with God. I don't know their conversations. That has nothing to do with me. So I don't know half of the stories that you got going on with you in your life that you're supposed to be doing. All I pray is that everybody finds their peace. That's what I pray for. That you find your peace. Go find your peace. Find the moments that make you happy. And don't do nothing that's going to mess up somebody else's moments. Portugal is getting expensive now. That's for that insight. Like I said, I don't know too much about Portugal. Everything's getting expensive now. I think if you want to talk to me about something, I think that's where we need to watch, get my conspiracy theory on for the next 2-3 years. I think that we really need to watch on like inflation, expenses, and cost of living. And I don't think that any type of country or anything can save us. I think that you have to be able to take your money, build it, and just really reevaluate how you live, cost of living, and what those things take care of. Stephen is telling us even the U.S. military uses you know what? Now that I'm thinking about all the movies, they do. They be in the metric system. I didn't even pay attention to that. You are correct. Like when they be doing the little, like I just finished watching Sniper on Netflix and he was like 45 kilometers out. The things that just clank, clank. Yo, D. Hey, good to see you. So good to see you. Much love. Rwanda is good if you have an export business, but it's too cold and rainy for me. Plus the language barrier. English is still a new official language. Kinyarwanda is so hard. People be trying to get on me, and I'll be like, y'all don't understand. Kinyarwanda is hard. Also, the cold and rainy. I'd love to know where you were because you are right for the north. Is it north? But like east, dry and hot, baby, hot, hot. And that's one thing I do like about Rwanda. They really do have like all their provinces have different weather. There is a language barrier. You are correct. There is a language. I be wanting to be like, it's getting no. And literally, I have someone, let me see, they're 30. They're 30, Rwandan, speak English, but told me they can remember the day they were in high school, like when the ministry came in and said to the teacher, hey, English is the official language now, so start teaching in English. And they were like, and all the kids was like, and I was like, it was just one day they stopped learning their lessons in Kinyarwanda and started learning their lessons in English. It was just like snap. So there is still it's two types of barriers. One is just a language barrier, and then there is also a I don't know what I can call it. Like I hit it hard in Ghana because I was so happy to go to Ghana because like Ghana speaks English. Baby, I went to Ghana in my place. I was like, I don't understand nothing you saying. And I know you're saying English tones. So it's something like with the cultural tongue or something like that. And so one of the things is that even our babies are doing it. And I'm trying to get into the Nzozi Center. One reason why I want to do the literacy program and everything is because they're learning like rote memorization English. Like, so they'd be like, hello. And I'll say, hello. And they'll say, hi. And I say, hi. And they say, how are you? And if I say, I am good, how are you? They get stuck because they're learning I am fine. So they're listening to for I am fine. And if I say I am good, they're stuck. And so that's just rote memorization. And so it's like conversational English. And then the words like go into the restaurant and you'd be like, I want the bill, I want the ticket, I want the takeaway. I want like there's 5 different ways to ask for a bill. And it just depends. Like if I can go to Kigali, I ask for the bill. But if I'm in Niamata, I must say ticket. Like just what people pick up. And then I can't even say, can I have the ticket? I just have to say ticket. Like, can I have language? Hey, cousin. Yeah, it's been so long since I've been on this thing, huh? So yeah, y'all know I'm about to fade out too. So anyway, we had an hour. I'm fading out. So I do know people who buy on Amazon and they get shipped. I am not a person who buys on Amazon. I could only direct you to people who do it so you can really, really know who it is. I really wanted to curb my Amazon habit. And then I am so practical because I just can't understand paying shipping and handling like for Rwanda. Like I really need them draws. Well, I need draws. We're not gonna talk about that. But like I also know that shipping underneath 100 usually can come straight to your door. But if it's over 100, then it usually goes to customs. Um, that's the most I can tell you. Like I said, I like even my mama plays the shipping game, and then she come in all hurt because she ain't get a package, and I just look at her like this. And then I don't think that was one of the videos that got lost when like my mama sent me a package from America, and it took me the entire day to get it, and I had to pay like 30% tax on some thank you card like and then she put on there because she was all worried about it getting to Africa, so she put like the stuff was worth $450. It was an Essence art magazine, it was some seeds, it was like some birthday cards, and I had to pay tax on that, and I was livid. So no, I don't mess with nothing that needs to get shipped, nothing. Usually I wait for somebody to come fly or do something. I haven't seen Sandra's Got Voice in so long. Yes, I love my town. Good to see you, Jay. Is your town close to Kigali? What other cities or towns would you recommend? I love me some Niamata. ILOVENYAMTA. Okay, so I love Niamata. Niamata is truly to me a 45-minute drive. It's pretty much straight road, which you really don't get. I take that back. Like it's just pretty much straight road, good road. Because the road is built for the airport, you can hit a 2 lane, you can hit whatever. It's smooth. No problem. Can go to Kigali, come right back. Love Niamata. It is growing. I ain't recommending no other place. Sorry, biased, biased like a bee, biased like a bee. But I do. I love it. I love it. I love it. QQQ. Oh, that's a question. Is that a triple question? Triple Q? All right, Sharif. Coming to about for retirement. Where do you mention to stay to start research? You're a great teacher, 55 retire. Always stay in Kigali first. Always start in Kigali. Always, even though I just sat there and I know Sandra's like, you just said, okay, I would 100% start in Kigali. One of the reasons why I love living in Niamata and I'm okay in Niamata is that I lived 2 years in Kigali. I would definitely live in Kigali. Everything is accessible in Kigali. Delivery, all kind of stuff. You can learn about your life. You can learn about your likes. You can learn about your dislikes. You have a comfortable spot to be able to learn and travel and start doing other things. I would always start with Kigali first and then start moving out. Now we've had people who just recently started in, Neomata, because that they like more of a country feel. They don't want to be in the city. Neomata is another place to me that starts well. I know a lot of people say move to Mzanzi. Once again, let me go back. People have preferences and different things based upon who I am, what I do. Just like I forgot if it's Anthony. Anthony was talking about cold and rainy. Neomata is dry. We get rain. We get rain for like an hour, and it tends to be flatter or flat-ish. Your more mountainous areas are the ones that are super rainy. And I've been like, I know what Anthony's talking about because like I've been someplace and about froze, and I was like, I can't believe I'm in Rwanda. I cried twice, cried like, get me out of here, drive me 3 hours back to Bogasera. So I'm a Neomata baby, which I'm about to be a Gahimbe baby. I'm about to learn about Gahimbe. Um, So, yeah, that's what I would say. If you want to ask me, I would really. You could also start researching on my cousin connection. We've done a lot of articles, a lot of information about staying in different places. Um, yeah, I would just be very comfortable in Kigali and just start learning, because one of the issues that you're going to deal with more so is coming out here is transportation. Like starting to learn how to just navigate around is a whole nother beast. Dealing with transportation, dealing with driving, and not in a bad way. It's just I'm just one of those people. I'm not comfortable until I know you're going to have to go out and explore, kind of get lost, kind of get found, figure out how people stop at some stop signs and not at others, and you trying to just get used to things. And so that's why I say I think Kigali is a good easy place to start. Both. I'm miles back. Okay, so you asked me. I am building our homes. I am. I've also been here for 4 years. Is it easy to rent? Yes and no. So I've done a long time ago. I can't remember when's the last time I talked about this. When you rent out here, like we are used to renting from landlords. We're used to like businesses that decide to rent. Out here, you're renting from a person. So when you say, is it easy for you to rent? Like the process of renting, yes. If you talk to somebody about renting, not a problem. Like the process of renting, who you rent under, how they operate, what they do, how quick they are to fix problems, if they feel like they should fix problems, that is a whole nother monstrous issue. I have been fortunate. My first rental, I had a horrible landlord. And then in that first rental, like I was being nice and like I was paying for certain things. And I found out later they were spying on me. And then I felt like there was a big ego between me and the landlord's wife. Like at one point in time, I know she said to somebody, I am the boss, so tell her to be quiet. And so it was just so that actually came out in like I was really trying to just hold my peace because I love that house and just pay and all that other stuff. But it was just festering over. And because you're under people, you would think like, okay, well, they just get their money, whatever. No, it's personal. It can be whatever. So that was a situation where I was underneath a person. And then I end up being underneath another person, but he was a businessman. So he was like, tell us this, tell us this. And we had a great relationship. And it was something where like, hey, I'm busy. So I would text him like, hey, I will pay for this or I will pay for this. Here's a copy of the receipt. He was like, take it out the rent. Da, da, da. Like, so we had a really great relationship, no issues. I'm currently renting now. Cool relationship, no issues. I also don't ask for a lot because there's certain things I'll be like, okay, like something broke, and I was like, oh, this is about to be a fight. Like I was just like, oh my gosh, we're about to fight over this. And he was like, you using the gate, this is your gate. And I was like, this is your gate. So he actually cool. It's the wife sometimes who be like, and not I love her. She's cool. But sometimes she'd be like, well, you use the water hose. And I'm just like, I'm not going to, because when you find out how much it costs, it's like $7. Put $7 to the water hose. So one of the things that I have learned in with me renting is that if I've done any repairs, if I've done anything, my team laughed at me. If I put like, I'm taking it back. Like I have taken nails out of a door hinge. Like, no, I paid for these nails because you didn't review it. So I'm taking these nails back. Thank you. So like they know everything got like a little mark on it or something like that. Like we put this in, I'm taking it out. So that's how I won the gate argument because he was like, such and such. I was like, no problem, I'll pay for the gate. And when I leave, and he was got like, okay. And then the situation with me now is we're building, long story, but our landlord wants to use part of the land to build apartments. And we kind of knew we didn't want to be here. And for those people who know me, those don't, we have been beautifully covered. Thank you, God, and blessed. And I just could not see us coming from this location and finding another rental. And I wanted us to get out of, well, there's two things. Let me go ahead and break. I wanted us to get out of like the survival mode I sometimes feel that you have with renting. Like, even though it's a beautiful relationship, we're good, we love where we are. We're getting to the second piece. When I talk about inflation, when I talk about the economy, when I talk about where the world is going or different things like that, I feel better with, let me get what's mine. Let me get what's mine and let me put my people in what's theirs. And let us be good here. Because we don't know what y'all doing out there. So for my team who works here, let's get these things settled. Like, there's a lot of money I have right now trying to push into retirement, it's pushing into interest, because I don't really know where we're going. So let me take care of ours. So I don't want to and there's some things that might be trauma. Like, I remember my mother, oh God, I forgot, this is like twice. I didn't realize we were in like a dream home twice. But I do remember my mom, I'll give you this one, as a single mother, putting us in like this beautiful house. We had a little swimming pool. We were in the country. She put us in this beautiful house. I didn't realize, we talked about this later in life, like she was really working hard. It was gorgeous. We were in good schools and everything else. And she came home and told us we needed to pack up. And what happened is that the owner sold the home and didn't tell her about it. And the new owners wanted to take over the home on New Year's Day, which means that we were kicked out, because this is not a kick out in October. We were kicked out December 10th. And so she had to pack up her children in a week and vacate this house and find us a new home. And like, I never got to find out who my secret Santa was at school, because like we were immediately pulled out of school, and I was in a phenomenal school and then went to the little country school where it was only 17 kids in the class. And so I think in that and in those stories, I'm kind of like, no, we're gonna have us mind. Like, I don't want somebody else telling us, like, especially I don't want to be living on false security. Um, because what if they come in and be like, oh, we can get more money for this, we're going to give it to somebody else. Remember, I said you really don't rent under landlords, you rent under people. And there have been people in situations we know where the landlord changed the price on them and raised it for, like, in the next 2 months or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the whole conversation. Oh my God, there is so many comments. I need to slow down on my talking. I'm so sorry. Okay, Stephen, thank you for saying it out loud. You are not responsible for people's happiness. Nope, that's just a cosign. Rwanda is totally different from surrounding countries. Yes. Don't be afraid to do business there. Not afraid. I live in Uganda. I would not buy. I don't know anything about Uganda. I still haven't visited. You know that. I have to get there. So I don't know that life. Stephen would be the one to talk to you about that. I find when you speak to Rwandans, they be mixing up their R and their L. That's because I be catching the J's and the Q's and the K's, like, so. And I don't know if it's and I hate. I don't know how to say mixing up. I'm just gonna be quiet. It is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. My Korean friend said they learned to drive in the deadpan. I don't even know. Red means stop. Green means go. I don't know anything about that. Much love to y'all talking in the comments and everything. Q to yes, South Africa was there in April 2023. Yes to either retirement there or also visit frequent location. I'll be scouting around it for. So we are on kind of like the same wavelength. And I also have another friend who's kind of on that same wavelength. I think I'm the opposite. I'm just going to be a frequent location. Like, I realized, like, they just finished watching The Wiz. Like, they went to The Wiz play. Like, that's what I meant. I miss the theater. Like I told somebody, I was a member, I was one of the people whose name was on the back of the program as a silver donor member of the theater. Like that was my life. Like I went to every opening week. I was at the theater and I had my dress on and the silver. And then I was so gangster with it. Like I'll go in there, flip flops, whatever, because like I know these people. Who's in this play? This is John Paul Pierre. Such a lovely voice. So I miss those things. Like a theater. Like I want to go to the theater. The way I say I don't even say theater. Theater. Like I want to go to the theater. I want to see somebody sing live with dialogue and the microphone that hangs right here and the wig and the overacting. Like I want to go to theater. I want to go, and like we had concerts, but I want to go to, like they have like this Luther Vandross tribute concert in South Africa this summer that I was looking at. Like, oh my God, would I be there? Oh, here and now. Oh, catch me right there front row. I promise to I'll be honest with you. My song right now is so amazing. So amazing to be loved. I follow you to the moon and the stars. Yes. So South Africa for me. Yeah, us giving. Yes, yes, yes. I'll break that down later. I don't even understand this. I was about to order an e-bike until the shipping put it into a yes, shipping's crazy. So I don't, like I said, I don't even look at that stuff anymore. I don't even have that. Yeah, it would really be, oh, yeah, lights out. Yeah, that would really help me to meet people that buy on Amazon and bring goods in Rwanda. I put my email up some time ago. I'll put it up again. Some landlords are great. I'm currently in the business with one of my former landlords. Most of them will be horrible. Oh, I got through the list. Yay. All right. Go ahead, P-Bob. I see you peeping. I see you. Thank you. I'm trying so hard. Trying. Much love. I was like, do I talk about I'm not in a space to talk about my weight loss journey. I'm in a space where I still kick the scale, like, how dare you? How dare you not change your numbers? I was running the other day and then somebody said, like I sprint. I know you're supposed to walk after sprint. I kind of just passed out for a second. And then the guy was like, are you tired? And I was like, I'm not tired, but I'm dead. Like, kind of want to die for a second. Then I come back and finish these up. And then this is why I don't like what kind of in 2020, JS, since you were a pimple about to pop. So let me get over here to W, just so I can let you know, since this is a safe space for me, if you were trying to give me a compliment earlier, this statement itself slaughtered it. And another thing about me, even if I was jiggly, wiggly, and figgly, that's still who I was. And it is what it is. And I'm going to sit there and say, I'm not who I am. But and let me help you with some context. In 2020, baby, if I have to break some things down, woo, I forgot about that. So let me help you. In 2020, I had just finished the life-saving surgery because I was going to die in 2020. And that's not COVID. I had fibroids I never knew I had. And they not exploded, but got me, and I was septic. So in 2020, I went through that. In 2020, we went through COVID. In 2020, I was financially taking care of other things. In 2020, I moved to Rwanda and started a whole new job. In 2020, I helped charter an organization. In 2020, um, well, 2021, I built new jobs and changed over and did things. And in 2021, moved my mama and started moving other people from the diaspora over here. I don't think I really had time or the capacity to worry about a squat or a sit up. And yes, I let my body go so I could grow and help everybody else. And yes, that has been my promise to me in 2023 and 2024, because I have truly recognized that this life that I have built for everyone really doesn't mean as much to them if I'm not there to enjoy it with them. That is the catalyst behind my weight loss. It was one, to get my cortisol down because the stress levels were high, and God has blessed me so much that things went from being a have to a I get to. It's still a journey, but I can tell you this: I ain't gonna be no 160. So if you worried about a pimple popping, baby, it's still busting. Um, I'm sorry, I'm coming back. I got my land in Rwanda. Next is a permanent house, followed by the business. Make it happen. Here to shout you out. The Michael Jackson party we had was so the bomb. Oh my gosh, we had fun. And I was supposed to do a Prince party. I needed to slow down. I kind of said that in the beginning because I really wanted to focus on the Uru Hills and businesses. But we shall be coming back. Hopefully, my goal is this us giving is when we get to unveil Urukundo. And then once we settle down and stabilize our lives, we'll get back to having the parties and the fun and the movies that we got to do and all this stuff. W, can I recommend contractors to build houses? That is the goal within the next month. Like I said, in recommending people or doing things, I like to go through the pressure first. So we'll see how I do with the people that I picked. One of the goals is probably in the next 2 weeks to actually pull them in on a live and we talk through our process, and you get to vet. And if you don't go with them, you know the type of questions to ask to find your people. So that's one of my goals. Thank you. I don't know what the LOL is for, Stephen. Probably because you got this, because you know me, we've gone back. So I can, yeah. I personally think you sexy as hell, Jay. Much love. Keep it real then and now. I only say this because I came in the live. What a time to come out here without you. Much love to you. I thank you. All that other stuff. Yeah, so we've been handling. So proud of you. Good job. We out here, chill. Yeah. Going back to Pete Bob. Yes, the brothers in Harmony Village 100 from Detroit building. I know them. If you want to talk to them, that's not a problem. Send me an email. David and them are great people doing some excellent stuff right there. Like, I don't hide information like that. Like, yes, they're awesome. They are what I didn't know. Is he building? Oh, I'm sorry. Let's get on the technical building. So because I know that they were focused in on no, he is building something. I know about the chicken farm. I know about the whatchamacallits. I know about all the investment stuff. If he's building a home, but that makes sense. He would, because that's just the way he is. He operates. He's kingdom builder. Kingdom builder takes care of his family. So I believe it 100%. So reach out to them. They're awesome too. They got great information. Y'all have caught me for like 90 minutes. It is nighttime for me. So I am going to sit there and say, I thank you guys so much. Let me give you this information to go out on. Sorry. Steven's not going to ask me for a date, dude. We're friends. Like, you can actually have a friend that's an opposite sex. Steven is, God, Steven's been around for like 4 years. Yeah, because he made his move to Uganda. Was it like 6 or 7? No, maybe a year after I moved to Rwanda. So like he was getting intel and everything for his moves. Cool. Things that happen. And then Steven also is, I forgot about your HBCU because it's so forgettable. But yeah, just, I hate saying this, but like, aren't we grown now? Like We could have friendships. Everything ain't about what body part can get hard or what. It's all good. Oh, really, Steven? I'm not gonna deal with you, Bob. You're good. Black American folks have moved to UG finally, down to earth family from Kansas. I am so interested. They started a sausage business from scratch. I'm so interested. Hope I can get them to fly to Rwanda for baseball. All right. I'm cool with that. But you already know how to contact me. So if that's happened, I'm so curious about the sausage business piece, trying to do some stuff. Y'all will start talking when I'm trying to click off. Planning to move from the UK to Rwanda. Is it easy to get a job? No. Sorry. It is not easy to get a job. I know I'm supposed to beat around the bush. I'm getting tired. It is not easy to get a job. There's two issues. Especially if you're coming from the UK. Rwandan paychecks and UK paychecks are two totally different paychecks and pay whatever. Number two, Rwanda is really good on trying to make sure that Rwanda get jobs. So you would have to qualify, and I don't even based on this know your background information, your qualifications, what make you qualified for anything. So you would have to like qualify for a position that's kind of for an expat. So that means you need to be really going through the job personals and finding that. And then a lot of those jobs that are international jobs might have their own international basis or like job, whatever else like that. So just if you're trying to move and then come here and find a job, be secure. Come up with something remote work or whatever else like that, freelancing or whatever. Have your own way secure. Have your own way secure. Now, like I said, God does what God does, so I can't say that's 100%. But I would say personally, to me, in any African country, it is not wise to depend upon that African country to be your income, especially when you have a family. Mm-mm. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna check them out once I log off. Africa ever after. I will check them out. Um are you oh my gosh, whatever. Like, okay, Bob, I don't know who you are. I'm gonna call you a troll at this point in time. And and dude, like I'm sorry, can I be grown? Like if I'm drunk, I'm going to sleep. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm adult. Just because you have something there, okay. Oh yeah, the ball. The ball is coming. The ball is so fun. This is like the fourth year for the ball. The ball is fun. So if they're coming for the ball, that is going to be fun. That is going to be fun. They're a U.S. vet, Kia Simmons, that has a YouTube. She does the same thing as JS and send his families to East Africa. Awesome. Shout outs to Kia Simmons for the work that you're doing. Much love to everybody. I'm catching you right on the 90-minute mark. Y'all can see the eyes. See the eyes right here. You see how they're lowering? It's the end of the night. I'm doing all right. I'm saying goodbye. Don't you cry. I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone.